Hi everyone, welcome to the video. Thank you for tuning in. Today, some news about Bitcoin, companies that are partnering with Bitcoin or using it for trading or transactions and all, and of course, my price predictions. None of this is legal, tax, and or financial advice. Let's jump into some of the recent prices. Bitcoin is currently on fire. Like, the price has been surging over the past 7 days. Most of the other cryptos as well have been showing some positive signs, but Bitcoin has been by far and large dominant relative to them. And if we look at the overall market cap as well, the market is really picking up, especially over the past 2 to 3 weeks, showing signs of what we saw back towards the end of 2017 going into early 2018, where we had that astronomical bull run there. Looking at the Bitcoin prices recently, just some of the information here. As we've seen over the past 30 days, the price has gone up 45% compared to the US dollar and even 13% higher than Ethereum, which is the next crypto showing signs of strength as well. I just want to point out, just for some comparison, so we've got the price here today. Let's compare this just for some perspective to its price over the past 3 months. So where it's gone from $4,000 to just over $12,000. As opposed to Ethereum. Ethereum has gone up about, let's say, 2.5 times. So again, it's all positive signs nevertheless. It's doing well. And then XRP, which hasn't grown as much as we expected it to over the past 3 months. So going from its lowest at just under 30 cents up to 48. So that's just over 1.5 times growth. Again, all relative. It's good to see that the market in general has been improving. And it's just, the thing is, the altcoins haven't been doing as well as Bitcoin, which the old way of thinking was that a rising tide will lift all the boats, but Bitcoin has been by far and large most dominant. Anyway, let's look at some of the news in the space. We have some huge companies getting behind Bitcoin trading and ETFs as well. So TD Ameritrade has made this announcement on their website about Bitcoin futures trading available there. Grayscale has its Bitcoin trust and I think has invested hundreds of millions of dollars into that as well. Money going into Bitcoin there. And then backed as well. So that's owned by ICE. In fact, I just want to go through just a bit of the information here on the CCN website. One of the major catalysts expected for the Bitcoin price in 2019 is closer to becoming a reality. Backed, a Bitcoin futures exchange owned by the New York Stock Exchange parent company ICE, will begin testing Bitcoin futures trading next month. The regulated exchange made the announcement via a Medium blog post, and you could almost feel the crypto community breathing a collective sigh of relief. Further information there in that article by CCN. Grayscale, Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, and there's been some speculation about whether Starbucks allows people to use Bitcoin or not. Some articles there, or like a list of articles available through Google. If you go into, does Starbucks accept Bitcoin? It says here, them allowing people to convert the crypto into fiat is different to them actually accepting a direct crypto payment. Although, having said that, Tim Draper, if you don't know him, he's a very famous venture capital investor who accurately predicted the price of Bitcoin to hit over $10,000. At the time when the price was $200 per Bitcoin, he predicted this to get to $10,000 by 2018, which happened. In fact, it happened the year before. In this article here by AMB Crypto, he talks about whether, or he believes that Starbucks will accept the use of crypto, or Bitcoin specifically, to purchase coffees by 2022. The information's there in the article. I won't read through it, but he was correct about that $10,000 prediction. Then I wouldn't rule this out, especially as we have these institutional investors jumping on board the Bitcoin bandwagon. It should get some of the major plays in retail behind crypto. Time will tell, of course. Another thing that's generating a lot of excitement in the space as well is the Bitcoin block reward halving, and that is just under a year away. So for those who don't know, basic information in a nutshell, when the Bitcoin block is mined, which happens every 10 minutes when there's a full block, the reward that the miners get will be halved from next year. It will go from 12.5 to 6.25 coins as the supply dwindles, because the total supply, and this is very important information as well, the 21 million total supply of Bitcoin. With that, and then the reward being halved as well, that's going to make it even more scarce. And with this increasing demand, it's expected that the price will shoot up even further than what we have already. What's making it more lucrative, these prices that we saw earlier on here, an increase increasing price will make it worthwhile for more miners to get back into Bitcoin mining, because it gives them more of an incentive, or the reward would be higher with this price. Information there. And I should mention as well, Litecoin will be getting its halving in just under 40 days time. So that should be a nice boost for Litecoin, and possibly get some further momentum in other altcoins as well. We will see, time will tell. Anthony Pompliano, who is the founder of Morgan Creek Digital and a prominent commentator in the space as well. He's very active on Twitter, I've seen. Let's go down here and have a look. Morgan Creek Digital founder Anthony Pompliano says he thinks Bitcoin will likely hit $100,000 by the end of 2021. Pompliano cites increasing demand and lackluster performance in traditional markets as two of the main reasons behind this big prediction. And I do quote, incredible increases in demand, while the total supply remains fixed and the new daily supply is decreased by 50%. The increase in demand for Bitcoin will come from a variety of sources and will be due to various factors. These include large institutional adoption, multiple ETF and retail product approvals, increased global instability, lack of performance in traditional markets, and the continued manipulation of markets, economies, and currencies by governments around the world. And for perspective, he adds $2 trillion of the market cap of Bitcoin, which will be worth $100,000 per coin. And this equates to a third of the market cap of gold and less than 2.5% of the global money supply. And quote, that last section there about comparing it to gold and the overall money supply gives it some very neat perspective. And he expects that to happen by the end of next year. Nevertheless, especially with Bitcoin. Just one more important piece of information. This CCN article here, information from the SEC commissioner about Bitcoin ETF and when they will be approved. Let's just have a brief look here at the information. An SEC commissioner who's a Bitcoin skeptic admits that the agency is experiencing internal disagreements over how to regulate crypto. Suspicious of Bitcoin, but says the agency will view cryptocurrencies more favorably when the market becomes more liquid and adds bigger players. Speaking at CB Insight's Future of FinTech conference, Jackson said, and I do quote, "When the markets reach that stage, I fully believe we'll have an SEC that's ready to move forward with approving a Bitcoin ETF." End quote. Further information throughout the article there. As a side note, for those who are behind some altcoins, I think we all kind of dabble in altcoins to a varying degree. Some regulatory clarity about altcoins, my price predictions. Okay, just a reminder, none of this is legal, tax, and or financial advice. These are just my own thoughts. Let's say 30,000 per Bitcoin. Now, because I expect this to happen sooner, I've based this on an 18 million Bitcoin circulating supply, as opposed to 19 million for the rest. And with this current momentum, I'm going to say 3 to 6 months, because we are on the cusp of hitting 13,000. 45% growth compared to fiat over the past 30 days is just nuts. The next one, $100,000 per Bitcoin. Here, we would be seeing institutional investors buying it up big. And as you could imagine, this now we're getting into a market cap nearly $2 trillion or $1.9 trillion. It goes without saying that I hope we exceed these targets sooner. Just some food for thought. $200,000 per Bitcoin would still be life-changing for many, even with a small amount, to be honest. That's a $3.8 trillion market cap. Absolutely enormous. Bitcoin at this point would start taking over the world if it hadn't already by about 100,000. Proof of stake implemented. It would be an incredible technology. I would say 4 to 5 years. I think the momentum, would really start to pick up. It's still a very good return on investment, nevertheless. In fact, I could revise this and say 3 to 4 years. We don't know, really. It's difficult to tell. $1 million per Bitcoin. My goodness, wouldn't this be amazing? If it ever hit this, then it will have replaced gold as a major store of value. Everyone would be accepting it. You'd probably be laughed at if you didn't accept Bitcoin as a payment, or even if you didn't use it as a store of value. It will be that common. The point is, it's about keeping up with the times. Now will have revolutionized the world. Everyone will accept it. I would say over 9 years. We'll just be probably adding jet fuel to the engine. It would literally just propel the price. I kid you not. And again, these are all conservative estimates. I feel as though the world embraced Bitcoin, this could be brought forward. Even this could happen in 5 or 6 years. This is all conditional, they're hypotheticals, so on and so forth. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to stay up to date with my latest content, subscribe and don't forget to smash the bell icon. And yeah, pass this information on to others. There is something that comes to mind that I forgot. Information about, say, the basics of Bitcoin and how it all works. A useful site here for those who are kind of dabbling with the idea of getting involved in Bitcoin. I'll leave that in this. I'll leave this and all of these links in the description as well. What are your thoughts? I look forward to your price predictions of Bitcoin. And if you've got something to say or want to leave a price prediction or just say g'day, or you've got the comments section there. Hope you're all having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. I will talk to you soon.